here to have another conversation.
Yes, we are.
And it's a good one today. You know, because the thing for me is I feel like I'm purging a lot of things from who I used to be, but it's about people pleasing.
People, please.
Yes,
Oh my gosh, here
and
we
it took a
go.
lot for me to really admit this to myself, because let me tell you how I used to frame it. I used to frame it as, oh, I'm a good person, so I want to be perceived as good, right? So what would happen is when I would naturally, like my instincts would disagree with something, I would rather allow whatever that thing to continue just so whomever, the friends, family would be pleased and still be, oh, Christian's a great guy. He's a good guy.
Yeah, listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying.
What do you think about
Whoa, whoa, whoa. You are a people pleaser, okay? Because what I heard
Yeah.
is, if I thought this and, oh, maybe they didn't think I was this, and you're people pleasing. You want people to be pleased by whatever actions you take or what you do. And what happens if they don't? Has anything ever happened like that to you? Somebody expected something from you, Christian, and you didn't do it? What happened?
I guess maybe I was afraid of what the outcome would be at that time.
So are you saying you never did it?
Oh, I've done it.
Oh, okay, so you've done it.
Yeah.
So what was it? What was the outcome of not doing?
I don't know. I just can't. I didn't pay it close enough attention. So, 'cause I was so afraid of what that outcome would be.
You were
if I wasn't
afraid.
pleased, if people didn't perceive me as this, Christian, the good guy, Christian, the guy that never ruffles the feathers, right? So it's just it was
Yeah.
detrimental. Like I didn't realize that till like a few years back, that like this was doing more harm to me than all these people that I wanted to be happy with me. And what I realized is these people did whatever they wanted because they knew that Christian would still, because people know, they knew Christian would still allow this to happen because he still wants to be perceived as a good guy or the guy that does the right thing all the time, which I'm not here to persuade people to not do the right thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? But the thing is, there's moments in time when, for example, like just a simple thing is just saying no. Someone invites you to a party, and
No.
immediately you know that you don't want to go.
No.
Right? But my mind would go, oh, no, what if I don't go? They're my friend. Then they're not going to be my friend, and we're not going to talk. We're not going to hang out anymore.
Guess what? If they are your friend, they're going to be your friend. And I know this is a hard topic now. This is a hard thing because everybody wants to be in the I like you. You want to be like. You don't want anybody mad at you. You don't want anybody this. But if they are truly a friend, they're going to allow you to say no and be okay with it. And I have found I don't want to be around those people that can't understand I can't do this or I can't do that. Because you can't do those things sometimes. You gotta be you. So what I'm hearing from you is that you are converting yourself and pleasing people because, I don't want to know if they don't know if they don't like, they won't like me if I don't go. Yeah. And I don't want, and I say that too. But you know what? I'm tired tonight. I'm sorry, I can't go.
Yeah. What I did was just through a lot of self-development, I just worked hard on just my no muscle, just saying no, like, and really just it all just tied back to just really trusting myself again.
Yeah.
And then just really just just rely on myself 100%.
Because I tell you what, you not saying no. You may not think so, but now tell the truth. You didn't. By you not saying no, did that make you feel some kind of way inside?
Yeah.
What did what did you think about? You are adding extra stress.
Yes.
Extra stress.
Yes.
Turmoils is all building up, and that extra stress leads to health issues,
Speak
and
it.
all kinds of things. So that's why I'm saying it's easier said than done. I'm telling you, I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But I know it's better to say no because it frees your mind and you want to feel better. But when you don't say no, and even if you do or you don't, either way it goes, it's going to cause turmoil in your mind, in your body. What it's going to it's going to cause it. You're going to have this thought process, and it's just like, I should have said yes.
I,
Oh, I should have said yes. Now they're going to be mad at me. I'm not going to be able to.
Oh, no.
I'm not going to have a friend, and I'm not going to. But then here's the other side. Well, I had to say no. I had to say no.
yeah.
You can think of it. We got multiple personalities. Yeah, we do. We do. But guess what? You got to get your mind ready.
Yeah.
You got to get yourself focused to be able to say no and be okay.
Yeah. To me, like,
Now, how do you do it?
I tie it all back to just honestly, it's tied to self-esteem for me. I'm not
Okay.
speaking for the world or anyone else.
Uh-huh.
For me, it just ties back to how much do you really, quote unquote, love yourself, and value what your instincts tell you, your gut. Over the past few years, I've just developed. It's almost like a skill to always put myself first when it comes to just saying no. Really, there's no friendship that's worth my self-worth in this world. So
Christian has now changed himself. He's changed himself from the interactions and things that he's had with people that maybe have made you feel like you've got to say yes all the time, to where now it's not worth it anymore. You've let's say you've grown up, if you will,
yeah.
and you do it. You just say it, and when you say it, how do you feel?
Yeah, I don't even think it's like a grown-up thing, right?
Okay.
Because I think anyone can acquire this skill at any age
Okay.
in their lives, like a 21-year-old or
Okay.
30-year-old or 60-year-old.
But when I say grown up, I mean you're able to speak it.
That's it.
Speak
That's
it. You didn't speak it before.
No.
So grown up, maybe that's not the right word, but when I'm saying grown up, I
Yeah.
mean you now can speak it.
Yeah, because it's authenticity, it's
Yeah,
truth.
yeah.
So what I realized is all those times that I was thinking that I was a good guy because I was painting this picture that people would welcome and embrace, I was living a false sense of who I was. So to me, that's inauthenticity. And I would go around and call myself an authentic person, but what I was living didn't match that. And what you have to realize, it takes a lot.
That's a lot for a lot. Woo! Who can do that? Who can do what you just said? Say to yourself, "Oh, I'm not being authentic. I can't do that." That takes a lot.
Yeah.
It takes a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Not everybody can do that, because I tell you, the majority of the people out there are going to continue to feed into that opposite thing. They're going to feed into it.
Yeah.
And that feeding in, it could be detrimental to them. But this is why it's good to talk about it. It's good to, bring out the things that you do, and you can, people can look at those and see what works for them and what doesn't work for them. But it makes you stop for a minute.
Yeah.
And think about, what am I doing every day? Am I authentic?
Yes.
Am I just doing
I got a good story for you.
what?
Because this is very recent, right? So, and this all ties together from my own, in my own opinion.
Okay.
I tell myself this story of like authenticity. I'm authentic. I have integrity, right? But what you will realize is the universe, God, whatever you choose to call it, I choose to call it God.
Okay.
He will test that,
Oh.
right? So
There's a whole lot of gods around here then, because there's a lot of testing going on, okay? Okay?
Listen, I'm telling
There's
you.
a lot of testing.
So the thing is, he'll put a test in front of you. So I tell like the things you do when no one's watching is what really for me defines who you really are. And I'll give you my wife and I drive into her like hospital appointment.
Okay.
We get to the gate. At the gate, you're supposed to push a button at the thing and get a ticket. And then when you go inside, they give you something to, a ticket
Punch it or
to
something?
buzz you out.
Okay.
So when we got to the gate, I noticed a gate was open, like the thing was up, and then one was closed. My wife says, "Go through the one that's closed, get a ticket, like just do it the way it's supposed to be done." But I was in that moment. This is recent. That's why I'm telling you, it's active working on this.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
recognizing, having awareness around it. I went through the one that the thing was already up. I was like, it's easier. Why would I make things more difficult? But let me tell you how things come back. When we wrapped up with the appointment and we were coming out, because I didn't go because she told me, she said, go through that one, get the ticket, just follow the,
Right,
they have
follow
the
it.
rules in place for a reason. But in that moment, I didn't do that, right? So I went against what my normal inclination would
okay.
normally do.
Okay.
On our way out, when we get to the gate to leave, we can't get out because I didn't get that ticket. You see how that full circle?
Yeah, yeah.
Full circle, and this all happened literally in the same day, same moment in time. But the thing is, when I got to that gate and I pushed that, and I was like, I recognized, wow, that happened earlier. If I would have just listened to her, did the right thing, I shouldn't have to listen to her. I should listen
See, you
to
tried
myself.
to cut a corner. You tried to cut a corner.
you
And
go.
go by that, and look what it did.
took a shortcut.
You thought you should have. You thought you did
I
a
did.
shortcut.
And guess
you
what?
thought you did.
But let me tell you what happened. The recognition of it in the moment when I pushed the button, the service coordinator came on, and I told her the truth. And she just buzzed us out.
Okay.
And we left. But I was authentic because I remembered what happened earlier, and I was able to make the association. But that's what real time, knowing that we're not perfect and these things can come up at any moment. You can get on and say all these things. Oh, I'm a man of integrity. I do the right thing all the time. But I want you to be able to share with me a moment where that really happened and you did not, exercise those skills.
Yeah, because you cannot tell me. I know what you might believe. I believe that you're that person, but we are human beings. We're all human, and nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
And so my thing is this here. I know people believe in things. They say this, they do that. But there's some times that you just don't do the right thing. And it means more when you can say you didn't do the right thing. Because then I'm going to tell you, people then look at you as a real person. You're a real person.
And so it was less about really how people would look at me. It was more about I didn't listen to myself, and I wasn't true to myself. I wasn't true to my identity. Right? So it didn't even have anything to do with anybody.
But I'm saying people look at you, though. They look at you, that, you got that in your mind. That's in your mind, and you're like, oh, no, you're not going to rest because you didn't do what you know
Was right.
you should be doing. And you didn't do what you didn't practice what you preach.
In that moment.
Yes.
But it's and that's the thing for me that I really believe is my superpower is number one, the awareness around it, and number two, to literally address it in real time, take accountability, look myself in the mirror and say, that's not the man that you want to be. So you got to you have to correct that in real time. And I don't care what it is. It's if I'm able to identify it immediately, because I know I'm flawed. I make mistakes. And that happens maybe more often than not. But if I have the awareness and I recognize it, I correct it. And that's just my approach.
So that's your approach now.
Yeah.
That's great. But now how would you, let's say you have a friend.
Yeah.
And this is you, and I know it's you, but then your friend is not like that. But your friend says that they're authentic, they're true, they don't do these things. But you witness,
Yeah.
it's not that way.
Well, immediately for me,
Yeah.
right, there's a disconnect.
Okay, well, go, disconnect.
So the thing is, and I developed this over the past few years of just recognizing that behavior doesn't align with the person I am. So we're not friends. It's just.
So then you cut that friendship off, huh?
Well, I don't cut it off.
Okay.
I express that.
Okay.
I have to be truthful because I have the same expectations. Like you do a great job. Like you know how to from our personal relationship. When you see something, you say, Christian, I don't think that's the right approach. Like you pretty much call me out in real time, right? And then because I know that I value and respect you, and then I value our friendship.
You do. That's great.
I take it, right? I don't take it personal.
But see, you just keywords. You don't take it personal. But I tell you what, not everybody else sees that.
Yeah.
And you can't. I don't say things to everybody. I don't say everything to everybody. I say what I know I can say to people, and they're going to pay attention. But other people,
So, and I think that comes from you really knowing who that person is.
you got to know them.
That's true. Because
gotta know 'em.
everybody's really different. But like for me, like I said, I don't cut the person off, but I just let them know, hey, and it's about like communication and delivery goes a long way of how you
Right.
deliver the message.
Right.
Now you can't really focus on what the outcome's going to be. So how they're going to perceive what you're saying, like how they're going to take it, that's completely irrelevant to me. But if I don't say that, then I'm not a true friend to you. I don't care for you.
That's a good point. True friendship.
Because to me, there's a motive. I need something. I know we all, in friendships, there's something that we get from each other, which is what makes the relationships work. But if I recognize something that doesn't align with me, and I feel like it's out of alignment for you, and I don't tell you, I'm not a friend. Number one, I'm disappointing you, and I'm disappointing myself.
Those are hard to find.
Sorry, Dr. Veasy, I'm always interrupting you. I want to help connect the dots from the beginning of the episode when you were talking about people pleasing, which another way to say that, I guess, would be like agreeableness.
Oh.
And maybe we can do that because you transitioned into talking about integrity. Maybe you could talk about the good side of people pleasing or being agreeable, because
Okay.
it's not bad to please people
That's
if
a
it doesn't
good
hurt
point.
anything, right?
Yeah.
And the bad side of being agreeable, like for example, if you're too agreeable, maybe you don't want to call out a friend who's
Yeah.
not showing integrity or something like that. So maybe talk about the good and bad side of people pleasing or agreeableness.
An example of the good side. Can you give us an example
Of the good side?
of agreeableness?
Well, it's just being a
What'd you
nice
say?
social. We're social animals. We're
acceptable?
social
Right.
beings, right? Like you could walk into the room as a nurse and be like, "Here's your medicine, take it," or you could,
Oh, I got
or
it.
you
I
could,
got it.
you could just try to help them to have a nice
Yeah.
day.
Okay.
There you go.
So that's a great point. So, as we're talking about people pleasing, I love that because, like, not just with this specific topic, but I think with everything, there's a good or a bad, if you want to use that. But if you look at it one way, you have to be fair and look at it the other way. So with people pleasing, I guess or agreeableness, there's a good side of that, and I guess there's a bad side of that.
Yeah.
And then what would you say the good side? Because I know you're
Good side is that you're friends with your coworkers. You guys have a good time. You come to work. Everything chummy, and then you disagree with something your coworkers said, and now they used to talk to you, and then now they don't say anything to you. So you're like, wow, what did I do?
Yeah.
What did I do to Mary or Harry or Joe? What did I do? I just told them I didn't think that was right, and now they don't talk to you anymore. So, people pleasing, it can have its ups and its downs, but you have to be ready
Yeah.
for the outcomes, whether it's good or it's bad.
I think I highlighted more. I think my example was more, I guess, the not so pleasant part
Maybe,
of people
yeah.
pleasing.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's, like you said, like
The
let's
good
say
part-
you're in the medical,
I'm in the
field.
medical field, you
So
get
you got to please your patients.
Right, so
you
we
gotta
please our
the
patients,
visitors.
but
yeah.
then there's sometimes you're not going to please your patients, and they are mad at you. And I am still going to say to that patient, you know what, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you're not happy with what I have to do, but this is what I have to do for you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, I know you want me not to get you up and walk after you've just had some major back surgery because you're hurting. But guess what I've done for you? I've given you pain medication to help you before you get up.
Yeah.
I don't want to get up. I'm not getting up, and I'm not. Yes, I have to get you up. I have to get you up. You will thank me later, but right now, you're going to be angry with me, and I'm going to accept that anger, but we're still getting up.
Yes, like so for me in the workplace, and I don't really look at that as people pleasing. I look at that as being authentic because that's who I am.
Okay.
I'm nice to people.
Okay?
I'm polite.
Because you have to.
I'm respectful because that's how I was raised. It's my character,
Gotta do
core
your job.
values, my morals, is just respect people, because respect is earned, it's not given.
That's
So when
true.
you respect others, it's reciprocated.
Yes.
So like, I don't really look at it as pleasing. I don't frame it that way, but from the opposite direction, when I'm just really like just doing harm to my self-esteem and who I am, just I can get this perceived outcome of being accepted. Now that's where like I see the red flags with people pleasing. But when it comes to just my day to day of being nice to people, in in the hospital setting, saying, hey,
You're
being
good.
super nice, like that's genuine. I want to be nice to you because number one, that reflects how I really feel about myself from the inside, right? If I'm consistent, if I'm walking around with a pessimistic frame of the world, what do you think is going to happen?
It's gonna be-
everything pessimistic outcomes.
It sure will.
Negativity is going to start flowing from
will.
left to right. So
It
why do
will.
I choose positive? Because I want positive in my world. That's it. It's as simple as that. So, and I'm sure people are going to be able to express different ideas around this.
and you can.
I love it. Just we want to hear it. We want to, we want you to express your ideas and your
Nothing is right.
perspectives on it.
Nothing's right. And nothing's wrong.
No.
It's just a matter of what happens.
It's not binary. It's a continuum. Let's just figure out where you land on that continuum. But
And they may learn something from this, that, doing that, whatever. But it's just dialogue to see what you would do in this situation or they would do in that situation. Doesn't mean it's right, because
yeah,
people think differently.
that's it.
And they may do something, might be the same identical situation, and somebody can do this total different or do the same thing and get two different outcomes.
Couldn't agree more. Great conversation. Great conversation. But
Wow.
that was good. I really enjoyed it. So hopefully I can connect with you again.
Oh, I think we're
I
going
know
to
you're
connect
busy.
again.
Hopefully I could, we could chat again about whatever's on our mind and
We got to chat because we're
Yeah.
full circle.
full circle chat. Thanks for
Okay.
listening in. Have a great day.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.